doing, mate?
Good, good.
Let's take us through this 22B. It's been sitting here for a while.
Yes.
Where are we up to with it now?
We are, as you can see in the background there, Darren's swinging away at some original bolts, but yeah, I think this is sort of the go time now for it. So we've got paint booked in for this thing starting next month, which will be May 2023.
Yeah, just recap as well. What are we doing in paint?
So we're going to tidy up some of the repairs that have been done previously. So when I say repairs, I mean maybe some faded paint, some scratching and dents. So PDR's been done now on all the body panels.
Yeah, so all the dents are removed.
All the dents are done. So we're going to start on the rear bumper, the door mirrors, the bonnet scoop and vents.
Yeah, and for the guys who perhaps haven't seen or are new to the channel, who haven't seen the previous videos, Kyle, the reason why we're doing the new paint on those parts is because it has already been repainted. It's
been painted before and it's not correct. Yeah, so it's been done on the sort of, I would say cheap or nasty side of things. So it's got orange peel in it. We're not happy with it. It doesn't match the rest of the car. Yeah, it deserves better. So we're going to get that done properly. From there, while the car's at paint, we're going to get some of the bodywork touched up as well underneath the back of it. So
yeah, do you want to have a look at that?
Yeah. Yep. So.
The guys should know that this 22B didn't come perfect.
No, it's not perfect. She definitely has her flaws. So up in the rear wheel arches, which is quite common for the 22Bs, I'll see if we can grab a light and we'll have a look in there.
Come on the other side.
Up in the wheel arches, yeah. So we do have some rust in the rear wheel arches.
Yep.
Which we knew when we bought it. So. Having agents in Japan is super handy for this reason. We were able to inspect it properly, and we sort of knew what we were dealing with before the car got here to Australia. So we'd made preparations to have this done when it was here. So it's going to the body shop. We're going to get that tidied up. So have a look up in here.
Oh, there's a better shot there.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. There's rust in the rear wheel arches there.
Yeah. But I mean, this is the thing with these types of cars, Kyle. I mean, what do? You say, oh, well, I don't want to get it because it's 22B still, right?
Yeah.
And it's something you can fix.
Yeah, exactly. So it is fixable. So we're going to get both sides touched up. We've taken the interior out of the back of it as well as the side panels. They're sitting under here, all wrapped up, ready to go back in when it's done. So we've pulled out the back of the car. We've assessed what we need to do in the end of it, and that's booked in for May as well.
Now I'm really excited right today because I can see Darren in the background. He's got some parts. Let's walk through and talk about some of the parts that we're replacing today. Maybe you want to start with the exhaust.
Yeah, well, I think that's the main thing really.
Let's
the
have a look.
most important part of a Subaru is the noise. As long as it sounds like a Boxer, then you're halfway there. So we ordered this when we bought the 22B, along with a lot of the other parts you see scattered behind us. So this is a HKS Silent high power. So that's straight out of Japan. Quite a nice unit.
Now let's have a look at the old original.
And yes, this is the original down here. So definitely.
You can punch holes in that too, can't you?
Yeah, so just down through here, we've got a heap of rust. We've got another repair here where I'm guessing this bracket's broken off.
Yeah.
Yeah, not ideal. Generally speaking, your exhaust shouldn't have holes in it. So, replacing that, we've got heat shields and brackets to replace as well. This one sits up in the sort of in the center, and that's the bracket that holds it in.
Bring over the new one, Kyle, so you can see the difference.
That one there, straight from Subaru.
Okay, because that's been one of the concerns. You know, people are like, oh, you want an original part, but this.
A lot of it's still available.
Now we've crossed over with a lot of GC8 parts.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, it's not like these were completely bespoke. Every single part was handmade. They were based on a Type R two-door STi. So fortunately, a lot of that stuff is still available. You can still buy it, and you can still tidy up your 22 or Type R.
Yeah. Now, could you actually get a brand new 22B exhaust?
I don't like your chances. Not from Subaru, at least. I'd say there may be a few collectors out there that might have some new old stock.
Yeah, so that's the reason, though, we're going the HKS.
HKS, why not? The amount of money and time you'd have to spend to try to find something in brand new condition, you'd spend years.
And I think if there is a future collector that if I one day do part with this car, they can go find the original 22B exhaust if they want.
Yep.
Obviously, I will keep that rusted piece.
For sure.
But when looking around too, Cole, the HKS exhaust sounds the best.
Yeah, I think it does. HKS.
It's got a great rumble to it. Then
They've done a lot in terms of aftermarket parts for not only Subarus but Nissan, Toyota, Mitsubishi, everything in Japan. So they know what they're doing. We decided the HKS was probably the most fitting exhaust for this. So
okay.
That's a big part of the battle.
I see down here we've got some brand new sway bars.
Yep. So the old sway bars in the front here, not too bad. The rear sway bar definitely is a bit rougher than the front.
Yeah. What about this part here?
Radiator. So we've got a brand new radiator go in, crossover pipe on top, sway bars front and rear. We do have some backing plates for the rear as well. So those two parts there sit in the back of the car on the hubs.
Let's have a look at the existing radiator though. I mean,
yeah, jump under here, Matty. You'll probably see it best through here.
so this is part of the radiator there.
Yep.
Is that right?
Just along the bottom here. So that's the radiator, and these two bits sitting in behind here are the fans, the cooling fans.
And we've got some second-hand fans to replace
Yep,
those.
we had some here on the shelf, so we've put them aside, and they'll be.
So that will get rid of all that rust. So it looks pretty.
Poke your head up here as well. You'll see the 22B red timing covers. So if you come around the side, you can see.
Yeah. Now that's unique to the 22B, isn't
That
it?
is unique to the 22B. So, does it make it faster? Absolutely, because it's red. No, not really. It's just a little gimmick for the 22B to sort of match the inlet manifold. So if you have a look as well, I don't know if the steering lock's on. So we've got a bit of work to do in here. So obviously front sway bars off, but we're replacing things like the ball joints in here. We'll be taking these knuckles off and giving them a good clean and blast. CVs as well will be taken off and refreshed. By refresh I mean new boots, new grease, new clips.
And I've also got guys coming here, Bilstein shocks, the full setup there, courtesy of Dan over in the UK. Thanks so much, Dan. I know you'll be seeing this video. I appreciate it. So they're coming in hopefully within a week, like brand new.
Brand new Bilstein shocks and the I-back springs as well.
Yep.
Do I dare ask what they cost, Matty?
In Australian dollars, it was about 15 grand.
Where else do you find them?
I said 13 grand, I think. It was something like 13 grand, and I think, oh shit, that's right. They're gonna hit me when I bring them in the country. I forgot about the GST.
The government's got to get their bit.
Damn it.
So things like the so that'll be cool to get the brand new suspension there. Will look amazing. The steering rack will be refreshed as well.
Yeah, so that's gonna come up really good.
Yep.
What's Darren doing in the back?
Darren's swinging away there on some exhaust hanger mounts as well as tow hooks. Looks like he's having a bit of fun with some corroded bolts. So surprisingly enough, a lot of the stuff that's been under here has actually come out all right. We were expecting this to be
the bolts have come out.
The bolts have come out not too bad. We were expecting to be fighting them a little bit more than we have.
Yeah.
So that's been a win.
And what about the what's this down on the floor here?
So we have some outrigger mounts here. So this is all genuine Subaru parts.
And now just put it up against the part where it's going to replace.
All right.
Look at the difference on that. What's amazing, I mean, you wouldn't even bother with trying to restore that, would you?
Nah, by the time you blast it and paint it and get it back on there, it's
might get another genuine Subaru car.
Yep, exactly that.
Okay, and what about this on the foot here?
We've got a fuel neck filler. We have some straps for the fuel tank here.
Yep.
So nice
So
freshies.
Can we see them now? What
These parts here, so they're the supports that hold the fuel tank in. Run along here, and the other one is along here. So again, look, there's sort of corrosion and stuff in there.
What about things like these bolts? Do they get replaced as well?
Yep, we'll be replacing those as well. So cool. We do have a fuel neck filler here. That one there. So that'll sit up under the guard.
Can you see that one as well?
Yep. So poke your head in through the back of the wheel there. Come stand where I was. Up in there. The bit that goes through next to the body there.
Yeah. We're going to shot from here. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a new one. It looks like that now. Awesome.
Cool. So that's sort of that assembly in the sort of fuel area. Now on the bench behind you here, we have an assortment of brackets and parts and bolts and clips and trims and everything else. So
yeah, you're going to go through all that and Facebook and film, right? Because most of those
hundreds.
the other side roughly.
Yep, we've got all new bolts, hardware. So this is, we like to call it the bastard bolt. So generally speaking, they are quite hard to remove. So they're the big long bolt that travels through the knuckle as well as the control arms in here. Given the size of this bolt, the corrosion usually holds those in place really, really strong. So we've ordered new ones of those. That's going to look really nice when it's done.
So basically, I'll have to have this car mounted on a hoist at all times to look at the nice new underside.
You'll have to put, I reckon, mirrors or at least cameras underneath it when you park it.
Yeah.
New tail lights. Now we knew when it left Japan that it had a crack in the right-hand side tail light.
Courtesy of Richie, didn't you get those?
Thanks to Richie for those, he did. We have the trims for the side skirts, which will be done at the stage of paint and panel.
Yeah.
They'll be taking those side skirts off to.
Now the reason why I've got these are aftermarket ones, but the ones that I've got are cracked.
Yeah.
So let's get them fixed up.
Yep.
Now these guys are not replacements. These were already on the car, but we're just taking them off.
Just give them a bit of a clean and tidy up.
Yeah. So they're good.
Yep.
So is that pretty much it for the work done, Kyle?
Look, we while the vehicle's at paint and panel, it's parked up, it's stationary for a while. We will be taking the rear or the front and rear calipers off.
Yeah.
They don't look too bad from the outside, but they just.
I think the fronts are not as nice as the rear.
Well, if you have a look on the inside here, where the weather gets into them, they just don't look all that nice.
Yeah. Yep. So they're going to be all cleaned up.
Yep.
I can't wait. Another good shot of the inside of the wheel.
Yep.
It sounds so clean.
Mm.
So I actually do think these have been restored at some point by
They would have had to be,
by
yeah.
the original owner, considering the condition of the car versus the wheels.
All the other GC8s we've ever imported, you always get like that oxidization, sort of road grind build up in here, but these are just generally too clean. Compare, like if the rest of the car was immaculate, you'd say, yeah, fair enough, they're probably original, but given how the underside looks to how they look, they've definitely been touched up at some point. So.
This is got like a dim mark and then painted.
Yeah, so they've been painted
Oh
before.
yeah, okay. Which is fine. I mean, look. They look
Saves us
amazing.
doing it.
Yeah.
And they're done nicely too.
That looks awesome. Yeah, look at this.
So
That's okay. That's part of the
part of the shock.
shocks that are going to be replaced by the $15,000 ones coming into the country.
Yeah. So the backing plates I showed you before, sitting on the ground there, will replace these ones here. So
Yeah.
you can see the sort of corrosion starting on the corners here. Now look, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't too bad. But like, if you wanted to drive the car and enjoy it, you didn't have the budget to fix it, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the 22B, doing it right, doing it properly, we will be replacing those.
I think now, so the cars cost about $190 landed.
Yep.
So we'll probably end up spending, how much do we spend in parts now? Is it 14?
14, yeah, I'd say somewhere around that.
Something like $14,000 in nuts and bolts, basically.
Essentially.
And brackets, the exhaust.
Yep.
How much is the exhaust? HTS exhaust.
That'll be included in that 14, I reckon.
Okay.
Yep.
And then if I now go and get it registered,
Yep.
it's not registered yet, but it does have full compliance that you've been able to get for me.
Yep, that's been complied.
They have to pay luxury car tax registration is probably in the vicinity of another $30,000 to $35,000.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Taxman.
Yes.
So all up, it's going to be upwards of 240.
Be under 250.
Yeah, 250.
Smidge under 250, I reckon.
Yeah, and I just saw Braden's got his up now, which is in Brisbane, Queensland. For those
Yes.
watching in the US, not far from here. He's got his up for 500,000 Aussie dollars.
500,000, yeah.
Now I think he's got less kilometres. I think it's about 70 odd thousand.
70, 80,000 kilometres.
This one's done about 130.
With some modifications and stuff on it.
Yeah, it's got some modifications. Like I don't like that bump scoop on it.
Yep.
It's got the GD.
The
ones.
GD,
it's
yeah,
bump
peanut
scoop.
eye or the blob eye.
I'll be putting that back to the original, but I mean someone else can be bothered with that. All right, Kyle, let's talk about what we're doing in the engine bay.
Yes. The the powerhouse of it all. So
all in all, would you say pretty good? It's
not
actually
too
pretty
bad.
good condition.
Look, like I said before, if you didn't need to do it, it's acceptable.
Yeah, this bonnet insulator is pretty rubbish though.
Yes.
Got a new one?
We sure do. So in those ginormous boxes behind us,
Oh, that was the secret.
that was the secret, yes. They're
Okay.
not flat screen TVs.
Yeah, right.
No, they are bonnet insulators. So we've got 4 or 5 there we keep in
Okay.
stock for some of our other cars. So new
Okay,
one of them,
that's- yep.
new clips all throughout. Now we had a chat about doing a bit of a detail in the bonnet in behind that. So
Yeah.
when that comes off, a bit of a detail. We can
Which for me is not a bit of a detail.
it's a
it is
toothbrush.
yeah.
Toothpaste, the whole works.
And for those guys that have been on my case about, oh, the toothbrush is going to scratch the paint, it's not scratching the paint.
No.
Okay, it's completely fine. It'll be polished up anyway before I even put the insulator back on.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
So that'll be done, new insulator on, and then just a general tidy up through here.
Let's go through some of the parts.
Cool. Alright, so we've got a brand new washer bottle here with a new lid on it. Not that that one's in too bad a nick, but
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
for the sake of doing it, we're going to do it.
And do you get these new bolts here as well?
We have new ones of those in that box we
Okay.
ran through before, so we will be replacing the strut top bolts as well.
Yeah.
Which of those ones there.
Which they're pretty good too.
They're not too bad, yeah. Cool. So we do have a battery tie down clamp. So
Bring those so you can see.
Yeah.
Here. You can see here, this one's looking a bit shabby. This one,
cool. That's the rod that goes
brand
down.
new. Yeah, nice.
Very pretty, nice and shiny.
Yeah. Just those little things that make a difference.
Yep.
What else we got?
We've got a cap to go on top of the alternator, fuel filter bracket. So these two here, so they sit just
Yeah,
up on the strut tower, just down in there.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that bracket just in there.
Just tucked down in here. Yep. So this little is a little sort of, I suppose, a showpiece for the 22B and some of the other GC8s is the
Look at that, beautiful. Let's have a look at the original. It's pretty chipped up. It looks like, if you look on the side here too, it looks like it's someone's been trying to hack at it.
someone's trying to pry it off and it's cracked the corner of it.
Just place it over the top. Oh god, that makes such a difference.
Fixed.
Honestly, it looks like a brand new car now.
Yep.
Okay, minus some of these other rusty parts, but forget about those.
Yep. This section looks new.
Yeah.
Cool. So that'll be going on. We've done plenty of these. We do sell these here at Flat 4 as well.
Yeah. So how much would it cost to get those GC8 badges, or just?
Yep, so the GC8 ones, these pink ones here, are $149.95.
Yeah.
They are available for GC8, GF8, they're the same badge, and then they're available all throughout the range. So
Okay.
GD,
And they can find them
Foresters.
on your website, right?
Yes, yep,
Yeah,
they're all on
okay,
the
cool.
website. We have a alternator belt cover here. So that's the centerpiece. Now this, you'll see on the section over here, there is another piece that runs. So this is over the top of the aircon, and then there's the second piece that runs to the power steering pump over the alternator. That's a lot harder to find.
Right.
So we're gonna have a bit more of a dig, see if we can't find a new one or a new old stock. Failing that, we'll take that off, blast it back, and paint it.
Okay.
Yep.
And because that obviously makes a big difference because it's right in your face as soon as you open up the.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're gonna go through and replace a fair bit more stuff through here. So now I know you're on the fence about this, but we are definitely going to paint that manifold red. I think it's one of the main things that makes an STi of this era stand out. Is having that that manifold.
So just for those guys, because this is common on a lot of
oh,
on
it's
a lot of GC8s.
I would be
especially, right?
I would be concerned if we had one in that wasn't peeled at cracking.
Yeah.
It just happens to all of them, even the later model ones,
Right.
like the GD behind me here.
Yeah. So,
Yep, they all do it. So.
so just so guys might know, how much would it cost to repaint?
Something like that. The painting and prepping and the work that goes into it is about $350. What we've done is we've teamed up
So
with
$350 just for the paint, just
for
to do the paint.
just to paint it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
but then
So
you have to
there
paint
is
the colour
labour
all
involved
out.
with obviously removing the everything that connects to it.
Yeah.
But we have teamed up with a paint company that does really good wrinkle sort of powder coating.
Yeah.
And we've matched the colour bang on with the original colour.
That seems cheap though, $350.
Yeah. Well, look, there's a whole lot of material there really.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
It's,
All right. So really, everyone should have it done.
Yeah, there's no excuse now. there is a
You're gonna
lot of
save
labour
thousands,
involved to pull it out.
Yeah.
And
But
then
while we're kind of pulling parts out anyway,
we got to do it
afterwards.
anyway. We're going to replace the top mount intercooler. So there's a lot of bent fins on this one here.
Yeah.
So look, generally speaking, we can restore these. We could probably get stuck into this one, but it's going to be hours and hours and hours to do it. So fortunately enough, we have found another second-hand one, and it's in much better condition.
And these are exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Yep.
Yeah, that looks much better.
So early style STi intercooler, you can tell by the little snorkel that comes off here. So
Okay, cool.
cool, that'll be getting done. Some of the other bits we pointed out before is the radiator. The radiator's getting replaced. We saw how ugly it was underneath. It's not that much better up top either, so that's going to get replaced, as well as the fans on the back.
Yep.
Power steering pump's going to come out. That needs a bit of a clean and tidy up and restoration.
What about these brackets here?
The radiator stays, yeah. Generally speaking, they're pretty easy to get as well. So
Yeah.
very common onto GC8s for
Something
those.
I'd like to get replaced is this whole setup here
Bonnet.
for the bonnet catcher.
Yep, bonnet release.
Well, that's the bonnet release, and here's the bonnet
Striker.
striker. From what I understand, is they're pretty hard to get. So maybe
Yes.
we can pull it out and just sort of.
That's not looking too bad in terms of condition. So
Like it's not breaking apart, but if it could be tidied up,
yeah, for sure.
that'd be good.
Cool.
Alright, what else we got? Oh, this bracket here's definitely getting done, isn't it?
Yep.
We've got a new one of
Yeah,
those.
a new anodized one of those.
Yeah.
Not anodized, sorry. A nice clean,
What
shiny
about
one.
This piece here.
Heat shield over the turbo. We'll probably give that off, but give it a bit of a Scotch Brite and WD-40 and see if we can't
I
bring
think
it
I
back.
cleaned up one recently. Maybe it was that one. Oh yeah, they come up pretty good.
Yep.
Cool. Anything else? That's it for now.
That's it for now without getting too carried away, I
I think
think.
the most important part was the badge.
Yes. As long as that's done, then we're
It
fine.
will be awesome.
Yeah, and while this radiator's out as well, we'll probably give these timing covers a bit of a tidy up as well. So that bit's looking rather clean. I'm guessing you've already hacked at that with your toothbrush.
Yeah, I have toothbrushed that.
Yeah, you've toothbrushed it with an inch of its life. So we're going to clean up the rest of the front of it as well. We're going to have all of this space clear when we take the radiator out.
Yeah.
So makes sense to do it at the same time.
Awesome. And then you get to have a lot of fun
We do.
with a 22B.
We do. We get to run our hands all over it, and yeah.
Awesome.
looking
All right,
sweet.
guys, that's it. Stay tuned for more very, very soon. Thanks,
Awesome.
Scott.